Okay, so I felt I jumped around a little bit. So let's stay on topic. I met this man 2003. I was already a single mother of four. Now, I wasn't doing too shabby by myself. I didn't. I lived in a rented home. I had my own car, and like I said, he had three shirts, four pair of pants, four pair of pants, three shirts, whatever he did. That's all he had. He lived in a two-bedroom apartment with about eight other people. Yeah, with beds in the living room. That kind of situation. But I entered the situation wrong. I did. Uh, that's why I'm here today. You already know that narcissistic people are like leeches, and they leech on to empathetic people. And when you're an empath and you're desperate or you're thirsty, and that's when I look back at it, that's what it seemed. That, oh, I was just so thirsty because I was so lonely. When I met him, and I didn't find all of this out till later, he asked me what kind of food did I like to eat. And yeah, we're speaking Spanish, okay? We're speaking Spanish. What kind of food did I like to eat? And I think I said seafood. In fact, I know I said seafood. And so he said he wanted to cook for me. Here's the love bombing. And I was like, oh, So he ended up, I can't even remember what we ate, but I know it was some seafood. And I know the shrimp were like prawns. And so I was like, oh, I was so overly impressed because here it is. I know the job he had wasn't paying all that good, but he went all out for me. He went all out. He cooked for me. Later came to find out that that was a lie. One of his friends cooked for me. He stole the food from a farmer's market, and his friend cooked it. Yeah, I found that out much later. But I'm just I'm showing you how stuff started, how it got started. So I didn't really want to bring him home around my kids because it was fairly new and I was just getting to know him. So I got a sob story. The sob story was their lights were getting ready to get cut off. Now, you got 8 people in an apartment. Everybody works, but your lights getting cut off. What did I do? The empath? Single mom of 4? Paid his light bill. I'm sorry. Paid their light bill. I can only imagine what was said when I did that. You got you one. Oh man, you lucky you got you one. Woo! Yeah, I'm gonna have her doing this. I'm gonna have her doing that. Yeah. And sometimes when you think back to the stuff that you thought, your actions, you felt where you felt, you could just, that's how you feel. But anyway, yeah, I did that. He didn't have his own mode of transportation, and I had my own mode of transportation. So I knew, like later on, that wasn't gonna work. Where we're down to one car, and later on, I would go on to help him pay down a down payment on a car, so he had his own car where he could go see other women at night, because he used to trap up in my house around when he started living with me eventually after that, and he used to walk up in my house around midnight, 1 o'clock, and he'd be like, I was at my sister-in-law's house because you don't fix Mexican food. Which, yeah, now that I think about it, and I was told that he actually slept with his sister-in-law. Well, it wasn't his sister-in-law, it was his baby mama's sister, her twin sister. Yeah. Somebody told me they were sleeping sleeping together. And he used to be over there all the time. Yeah. And this is before we got married. He used to be over there all the time, and he would just come tripping up in my house around 12, 1 o'clock because I couldn't cook Mexican food. That was what he would say. Now, me, on the other hand, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to act innocent or whatever. I had some things going on too. I was in the entertainment world. Before I met him, I had my own modeling company, but I wasn't doing that when he got with me. I was working for the government. I was a contractor for the government, and I still had those friends that I used to see. So what would happen is when they go to music studios and stuff, I wanted to go hang out with them. So I would go with them, and I have more male friends than female friends. So they were males. So we used to get into it about that. But he was doing his own thing. We were dating, and he was doing his own thing. He was coming and going, and I wasn't going to sit at home and wait on him and be mad or whatever. So I would just leave too. Go out, go to a music studio, sit in a music studio all night with people who were rapping or wanted to rap careers and stuff. So yeah, I was doing my own thing too. And he used to threaten me with, he's going to leave. And it got to the point where I kind of wanted him to leave because I felt he was draining me. And see, I should have let him go at that moment in time, because I did get to that point. You get to that point because they, like I said, they show you all the red flags before they show you the red flags. You'll see a stage of them, and then you'll see some more, and then some more, and then some more. It's like you should never ignore them. So once all of the going back and forth stuff kind of stopped, I got pregnant. I didn't get pregnant at one time with his kids. I got pregnant 3 times. I lost my first child that I got pregnant with him by. I lost that child. And then I got pregnant again. And then with my daughter. And once you get pregnant, well, for some women continue their party lifestyle. They doing whatever they want to do. Not me. I just want to sit down, and I want to raise my babies, and I don't want to be drinking, and I don't want to be doing any of that stuff. So when I had my daughter, my life slowed down quite a bit. And he acted as though his life slowed down, but it really didn't. He was still, like I said, you could never tell we were a couple in public, because this man wouldn't even walk with me in public. He wouldn't walk with me. He wouldn't hold my hand. He walked 7 feet in front of me or 7 feet behind me. We weren't holding hands in public. And I used to look at myself and be like, gosh, am I just fat and unattractive to the point where he just is embarrassed to be seen with me? I mean, these are things I was asking myself. And these are the things that women will put themselves through. When if a person loves you, it doesn't matter how much weight you gain. It wasn't like he was Mr. Universe, But yeah, he definitely made me feel that he was ashamed to be with me in public when I got pregnant with my daughter. Because before I got pregnant with my daughter, my shape was fine. I mean, I've always had a little fupa, but you couldn't see it like you can see it now. But you couldn't see it then, and it seemed like he was just so proud to have me in this life at first. And then, like I said, when I got pregnant with my daughter, they're kind of visual. But what I'm trying to understand is, how are you visual? How are you visual and you don't look like, you ain't looking too hot over there yourself, but you're so visual? And so what do they call it? Not shallow, but what is the word for that? I can't think of the word. It starts with S. I can't think of the word, y'all. But you know what I'm trying to say. When a person just, you gotta be looking like this, that. But they ain't looking like that. He was never looking like that. Never. Don't look like it now. But yeah. So used to make me feel bad about myself when I was in public. I've always been a person, I didn't have a low self-esteem. I didn't have that. Even though I had been through things with men, I didn't have a low self-esteem. But when you get with them and you're in a relationship with these type of people, they will attack your self-esteem. They'll make you second guess everything. How you look, how you feel, everything. So red flags, okay? Red flags. Had my daughter, red flags. Didn't want to even be with me at a hospital, doctor, nothing. I had to make him, I had a, you know how you have those contractions a little early and you have to go to the hospital because they need to either slow them down or stop them. I had that to happen with me when I had my pregnant with my daughter. And he came to the hospital and complained about they didn't have anything on television. He couldn't watch soccer. He wanted to watch a soccer game. I told him to leave. I had to go to emergency. He didn't want to sit there. I asked him to leave. Red flags. Red flags. Moving on. I was told by my doctor, this video is going to be a tad bit longer than 10 minutes. Okay. I was told by my doctor that I shouldn't be having any more kids after my daughter because I had high blood pressure. Very bad. And you know, high blood pressure attacks your kidneys and, you know, just your well-being. You can die. You can simply die during childbirth. And my daughter was, I can't say she wasn't playing. She was kind of playing. And she was kind of playing because we were planning to have babies and we didn't even have our own place to stay at that moment in time. I actually ended up having to go stay with his uncle because, like, I lost my job and things got bad for me. I don't want to go back. Let's just keep going forward, okay? Let's just keep going forward. So after my daughter, my doctor told me not to get pregnant again because they said it was going to be a risk for me to have another child. Well, he didn't want to use condoms. He didn't want to use condoms. So, before I had an IUD, and I believe I made the choice to get that out of me because, and I'll tell you, yes, to this day, I'll tell you why. Like I said, red flags. You have them, you see them, you know them. When I got with this man, my body used to be off all the time. Like, I was always having yeast infections. I think I had BV once. Yeah, I'm getting all into it because women, your body's off. When men are cheating, your body's off. That feeling you get that he's been with somebody else, your body's telling you. If you're having some uncontrolled itching and you never had that itching before, your body's telling you. So you need to be listening to that. I was always at the doctor, so, you know, they said if you feel that your mate might not be true to you, you might not need to have the IUD in because that is not a good thing to have. Just use some condoms. And that is the reason I got the IUD removed, because other people are telling me he's cheating on you. He's for sure cheating on you. And I know sometimes when you don't, what we do is we tell ourselves, because we don't have the proof and we didn't see it ourselves. No, I don't think so. But just in case, that's a red flag. Just in case, you're preparing yourself for just in case, because in your mind and in your heart, you know they're doing it. You know they're doing it. So, make a long story short, I got pregnant again with my son. We almost died. I got up to almost 300 pounds because I had toxemia, and blood pressure was through the roof. He came 2 months early, and he wasn't there through any of that. Red flags, just steady red flags. And it's like when you're pregnant or you're going through pregnancy or you have a baby, that's a plan, because the child is an anchor in their eyes. An anchor. Oh, she ain't going nowhere. And then for the narcissistic woman, oh, he ain't going nowhere. We just had a baby. He ain't going nowhere. That's an anchor for them. They don't even care about the kids. That's an anchor for them, and that's some busy work for you to keep you out of their hair while they go off in the street and make other babies, or go off in the street and just have other girlfriends, or go off in the street and have other boyfriends. You're stuck as a dad, because I've seen a lot of single dads now too. A lot of dads that watch their kids, honey, I'm going to the mall, and she's with her boyfriend. Red flags. We see them. And in the back of our mind, we love them so much. They're going to change. That's what we tell ourselves. They're going to change. Once they see me do this and I'm doing this, they're going to change. No, they're not. Stay tuned.